No, Shudder does not sponsor me, but I will continue to give them free advertisement forever because I fucking love them and they come out with bangers of originals. So this is Shudder originals, not Shudder exclusives, because that would be a completely different list. First up, we have Terrified. This movie came out of Argentina and absolutely threw me for a loop because it actually scared me. And I think this is one of the best foreign horror movies ever made, period. Revenge. This one is kind of an SA revenge horror movie, but there's so much more that happens to her than that. So I already know that might not be for everybody, but this girl is just such a bad bitch and I fucking love her. I don't even know if I want to try to pronounce this one. Beelzebub? I don't know. Tobin Bell's in it. That's all you need to know. This one is a really cool take on demonic possession. It actually has some creepy ass moments in it. And again, did I mention Tobin Bell is in it? The Room. I've talked about this one before, I think kind of recently. So this one is about this couple that moves into this new house and they find this room where if they say what their desires are, they show up. And it's very much a be careful what you wish for type movie because it just spirals out of control and ends up being kind of a mindfuck. The Beach House. So this one doesn't have the best ratings, but I personally really enjoyed it because it's gross. This one's about this couple that goes to this beach house for vacation and they end up in the middle of this like weird ass virus. Kind of reminds me of The Bay almost, not nearly as gross, but still gross. Host, obviously I have to include this because this is one of the best horror movies that's come out in the past like 5 years, I think. And yes, it is indeed a Shudder original, one of the best. The Cleansing Hour. So this is another take on demonic possession, but it puts like a modern twist on it. Also, Kyle Gallner is in it. Need I say more? Anything for Jackson. This one is about this older couple that loses their grandson in an accident. And it just shows the lengths that they are willing to go to get him back. And I think it goes in a really cool direction. I just love this one. Son. So this one is about this woman that escaped a cult when she was younger and she ends up having a son of her own. And now years later, members of this cult are coming back to claim this child and she has to go to like these extreme lengths to keep him safe. And this is another one where I kind of remember the ending throwing you for a loop. The Boy Behind the Door. So this is a perfect one to watch if you want to experience every emotion ever. This one is about these two friends who are kidnapped and it's just like this beautiful, devastating story. I don't even want to give too much away on this one. You just need to watch it. Horror Noir. I don't know why this one doesn't get more attention because it is such a good anthology. So this one showcases Black horror in that all of the segments are written and directed by Black creators. Tony Todd's in it. Yeah, go watch it. The Sadness. Definitely not for everybody, not for the everyday casual horror watcher. This one is graphic, it's disturbing, it's visceral, it's brutal. I love it so much. I've only ever watched it once and don't think I'll ever watch it again, honestly. Totally opposite from that because this one's kind of like a dark comedy. Who Invited Them? So this one's about this couple that throws this housewarming party and these two like uninvited guests show up and like overstay their welcome. And it turns out they have something like far more sinister in mind. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a lot of fun. Deadstream. I love the layout and the way that this movie was filmed. So this one follows this dude who was like canceled or whatever and he tries to get back his following by going into this haunted house and live streaming it. But he actually like unleashes something very dark and he live streams the whole thing. So we see like the comments coming in. It's so much fun. Another one about like social media influencer. So this one is about this influencer who is on this solo trip and she encounters this woman and she thinks that they are going to be friends, but they are not going to be friends. So the next few are some that came out like this year and I just think they were so fucking good. You'll Never Find Me, honestly, I think is probably in my top 10 of the year and I fucking love this movie. This one is about this guy who lives in like this caravan park and he gets a knock on his door one rainy, stormy night and that's all I'm even gonna tell you. Infested, if you fucking hate spiders, check this one out because it is going to make your skin crawl. The Devil's Bath. I didn't talk about this one when it came out and when I watched it because I had to process it for like a fucking week. This one is like really fucked up because it follows like this true event that happened in European history. And it's very beautifully done and just very devastating and very sad. Oddity. This is another one. This is probably in my top 5 of the year. I fucking loved this movie. This movie is so unique, I don't even have anything else I can compare it to, and that rarely happens these days with horror, so I love it so much for that. And finally, another one I talked about recently because it literally just came out last week, but VHS Beyond. This movie gave me hope for the VHS franchise because I thought it was dead and buried. I hated the last few, but I fucking loved this one.